Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the daily activity. Those little things that you do every single day that earn you some rewards. We're going to talk about why it's important to get it done, the different kinds of passive and active activities that you can be completing for points, how it works, and I'm going to give you a demonstration of how I get it done so I can make it more efficient. And I really don't like that it can take so much time, so I have come up with a bunch of tips and tricks to make it easier and take as little time as possible. So hopefully you'll be able to get some useful things out of this video. Let's start off by talking about why the daily activity is important. It's important because it's an opportunity for you. When you reach 145 points and you obtain this chest, you get a key of conscription. So that key of conscription is an opportunity for you to open an additional chest every single day. Normally you get to open the Great General chest for fragments and a chance at generals once every 3 days for free, but by completing the daily activity, you are also able to open it once per day, in addition to your free one every 3 days. If you don't know what this is all about, I highly suggest that you check out the Great General Chest fragment video that I've already made, and it talks about the different generals that you can obtain here, the chance of getting them, and all that. So it's pretty important, and it's really one of the best ways to get some of those generals that are really high quality that are not available in the tavern. You definitely want to increase your odds at getting those generals because they do have a pretty big impact on the game. So you would normally open that Great General chest if you're not doing daily activity once every 3 days, which is 0.33 every day. But by getting those keys every day, you are also opening once per day. So you're getting really 1.33 times to open the chest every day. That's 4 times more than if you didn't do the daily activity at all. So you're much more likely to obtain good generals and to collect those general fragments faster, which is pretty significant, I would say. There's a lot of great generals that you can get in there. Another reason that you would want to complete daily activity is because it's not that hard if you know what you're doing. If you can build it into a routine and you have a pattern already set up, it takes me like 10 minutes really to get the whole thing done. And you're going to see that demonstrated in this video. But that does require thinking ahead. And that's why I'm going to talk about planning and all that during the demonstration part. So let's go on to talk about some of the activities. I'm going to try to make this brief, but I do want to talk about passive activities and what I mean by that. So as an example, every night before I go to sleep, before the server resets, I send out gatherers to level 13 or level 14 resource tiles so that my army can be collecting resources for me while I sleep. They don't get to sleep, I get to sleep. They're always doing work. So that is accomplishing the resource gathering activity here. Now, some of the other ones are pretty passive too, just like that. They happen naturally by playing the game. For example, boss monster killing and monster killing, both of those are achieved just by joining boss rallies. I've joined some Vikings so far today, lots of them, and I just joined the rallies. And just by joining these, I'm accomplishing not only boss monster killing, because they're technically bosses, just like any other boss on the map, but bosses also count as monsters. So I'm accomplishing both of those just by doing the things I should be doing anyway for getting material chests and speed ups and all of that. So that's pretty passively done, things I would do normally anyway. The alliance help and resource collecting, that's over here at Embassy. When you see this little thing pop up, it means that somebody did a build or they're healing or they are doing some research and they've asked for help, and I click it, and that when I've reached the amount that's required, I've accomplished the activity for the tavern here. Same thing with the warehouse. It's a pretty easy thing to do. The warehouse is just looking at all these resource tiles I have in my city. When that bubble pops up, they're ready to be collected. They're not necessarily maxed, unless I leave them alone, but it means I can click it. And if you can click it, then you can gain those resources, and it does accomplish the resource collecting activity here. So if you're clicking that, all that stuff, it's already happening pretty passively. If you are a heavy PvPer as well, you might every day be completing PvP battle and troop killing. That's not really me. But if you do that, then you're getting a lot of points through that passively just by playing the game in your own style. And some people like to queue troop heals every day ahead of time so that they're just done and the activity is ready to be collected. So that's all great. And those are all pretty passively done. There are some things, though, that you need to do every day that are pretty active. You have to actually go and do them to make the points available to you. Things like offering. I've already done my offering today, but what that was is I go to my shrine, I click offer, and I like to offer 6 times so that I can get prestige and stuff, but the requirement is only 3. I do 6. But some people would do more, some people do less. That's really your preference. Just do a minimum of 3. Some of the other ones that are a little more active are things like Wheel of Fortune, Black Market, Taxing, what else? Gold Levy, Donating. So a lot of these things, they don't take a lot of time, but you do actively have to go and get them done. I'm not going to read through the whole list. The list is there, and you can also check it out in the tavern, and it'll tell you all the requirements. I will show you, however, what the points mean and how to see how many things are, how many points are given for each of the things. So if you look at troop training, for example, it's at 0% completed right here. It says +3 at the bottom. But inside, if you look, the text says I have to train 500 troops in the main city. Each 100 troops trained gives you 3 activity. It's split into progress, like little steps. So if I train 100 troops, it will give me 1 step out of 5. That gives me 3 points. But if I train 500 or 300, 200, like it doesn't matter. As long as 500 are completed, you will get 3 times 5. So you'll get 15 points for completing your troop training. And that's really how to read these. You can look at General Enhancing 2. I can cultivate my general 5 times. That gets me a total of 15 activity there as well. So you can look at what you need to do, but I'm really going to demonstrate it so you'll be able to see it all as well. I put at the bottom of the text here that construction, research, and labor, you don't have to do those every day because eventually you're going to get to the point like me where, I mean, look at my buildings. They're 35, 35. There's a couple that are lower, like 30 or 32. But realistically, I'm not going to build a building every single day. My research too, like my research, I don't think I have any research that's less than 20 days. And it's not realistic for me to do one of those every single day. So I don't get those done except possibly during server versus server when I no longer have my resource gathering. I might speed up a research just to get my daily activity done. But I don't count on those usually. And labor, I usually, unless I'm maxed out, if I'm maxed out, then I'll be using it often. But I don't usually use that if I don't need to. I try to save it for things like server versus server where I need the extra bump to get to 145. But on an average day, it's pretty easy to get to 145. So let me go ahead and now demonstrate how this is going to happen. And I'll start off by giving you some quick tips here. When I'm looking through the ones that I have left, some of them take time to get done. For example, troop training, you have to wait for the troops to be done. Traps, you have to wait for the traps to be done. Relic, you have to march towards the relic, and your troops have to march back. You know, some of these things take time. But what I do, and what my suggestion is for you, is I preload them the day before so they're already ready to be picked up. And then I just have to click and preload. And then there's no waiting involved. That's a huge time saver when I'm looking at completing activity. So for example here, you'll look at my siege. The troops are already ready. I have all these tier 1 siege ready to go. What I'm going to do is I'll just click it. Now I have completed the activity here. Troop training is done. So I had at least 500 troops ready to go. You don't have to train max rank troops. What I do, what I used to do when I was smaller, and I don't necessarily do it right now the same way, is I do 500. I just quickly put 500 there, and then I click train. It takes me 15 minutes, but it doesn't matter how long it takes, so it'll be ready tomorrow. You might choose to do that. I like to max it out because it doesn't cost me a whole lot of resources, and it takes 7 hours, but I don't really care about the 7 hours because I don't have to worry about that till tomorrow. That's tomorrow's problem. But that's what I mean by preloading. Setting yourself up tomorrow so that all you do is click and load it, and then it is ready to go. All right, here goes the demonstration part of it. I'm going to try to complete the daily activity in the way that I normally would do while talking to you about why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing. Okay, so relic exploration is usually the one that I try to get done first because it requires me to march somewhere. One big tip that I have for you is open up relics until there is something very close to your hive. You'll see this one, level 4, is 30 kilometers away from me. That one has been there for months. Nobody is going to finish it. Nobody is going to go in there and gather everything. So it's just going to sit there until that happens, which is never. So it'll always be around. I send one single troop, doesn't matter what tier, it doesn't matter what general. It does cost 20 stamina. So I'm going to send one troop there, and you're going to watch what's going to happen in a minute. I'll come back. But let me describe it to you. We lost server, so I have a turtle. That's why it's taking a little bit longer. So it's going to march here, and then it will instantly return. And I don't really care about gathering resources and stuff in there. I could, but relics are pretty crappy. So I just care about my troop arriving and leaving. I send one troop so that it's instantly going to be returned. It doesn't even spend a second in there, which makes it also completely safe in server versus server. You can march with a single troop at a relic completely safe because you can't be attacked. It's impossible to be attacked. So you can still complete the daily activity in server versus server. The troop is going to come and it's going to arrive and it'll instantly return, and you'll kind of see that happening. As soon as it's marching back, I'm going to send the second one, and then I'm going to go complete the other daily activities that I need to get done. So here we go, 5 seconds, and let's watch it instantly return. Wasn't that exciting? That was so exciting. Okay, let's click the relic again, and I'll send another troop. So like I said, try to open up relics all around and get one near your hive, and then just have your alliance agree that we're never going to ever finish that relic. Nobody's going to gather in there. That's just going to be something that we send to complete our daily activity. And that way you don't have to spend a lot of time waiting for marches. Something like 15, 20, 30 kilometers away, that's just super easy to march to. All right, so relic will be finishing up here. And I've got a bunch of other ones that I can complete, and I'm just going to go by my own memory. I'm going to go run around my place here, and here's a free Lovey. I know that needs to get done. The traps, I have it preloaded. So what I like to do here is I just click on it. It's already complete, but I'm going to set myself up for tomorrow. It doesn't matter what tier I do, so I'm just going to go over here to tier 1. 150 is all I need. Click train. And that'll be ready for tomorrow. I could do labor. I'm going to skip it here because I don't need to. Let's see. Market is a place that you need to get some things done. I go to tax. I just tax all the ones that I have available. I go to black market. What I like to pick up here are tributes, absolutely. And I look for anything that is like resources only. And I especially want to get the ones that are... like those, I didn't get any today, but the ones that are stone production, lumber production, I want to make sure that I collect those so that I've always got a supply that I'll be able to raise my production and have more in-city production. I want to get a minimum of 3 things that I purchased in here, and I only want cheap things. So things that cost resources, I try not to spend any gems if I don't have to. So that one's done. I've already done the shrine, but I would normally click that 6 times as well. I've done the troop train. That's good to go. Let's see. The walls, I click patrol, and I just patrol 3 times. Patrol, patrol, and here's my last one. Okay, that's done. So that's most of the in-city ones done, except for hospital. I didn't do that. I'm going to heal only 150 troops. I don't know, is this 150? That's, I probably need about like 25 more. All right, let's hope that that's it. And then I just leave that to be, I let my alliance heal, there, it's done. Let's go into items. Next, equipment. I pick any equipment here and I compose 1, 2, 3 times. Now I'll go into generals. I'll pick a general that I still need to cultivate, and I need to cultivate 5 times. So I'll cultivate, and I'll do gold cultivate 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You don't have to accept them. I just have to have it done 5 times. What else do I still need to get done? I think I'm nearing the end here. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune needs to get done. I think I only need to spin once, but I do the Spartacus 20 spins. And let's take a look here. What is still needing to get completed? Oh, my alliance donation. That's pretty important because I want to make sure that not only am I improving the research in my alliance, but I'm also gaining alliance points that will allow me to buy tributes. If I click that all the way through, then it will be done. And that should be my 145 points right there. You'll also notice that by getting to 145 points, you are guaranteed at some point to unlock your Royal Thieves. So you can definitely get that done and share them to your alliance. Your alliance can kill your thieves and you get a little bit more rewards as well. Okay, let me quickly get that done, and then we'll go see what I got for my Great General chest. Let's take a look. So now in my activity, you'll see that everything is completed all the way to 145. There are still some things that could be completed. Oh, I didn't finish my troop healing. See, I didn't even need to do that. Progress, so I'm still missing, I don't know, 16. So I underestimated that here. Let's finish that off. Interesting. Let's just do the 99 here. Get that done. And I'll let them click it. I've already got 145, but I'll get some extra rewards here. And if you click on the chests, you can click the individual rewards that you get for each of these. They're not always the same, but you get some speed ups for healing, some materials chests, just random things here. It's not a lot, but it does add up over time. And then I can also collect these chests at the top. These rewards are always the same. It's not all that significant until I get to the last one where I get my key of conscription, which matters. There, my troop healing's also done. So the only ones I didn't complete today are the troop killing, the labor, which I could have completed, and the construction and research that, I mean, I could complete, but it's really not worthwhile at my size. But for yours, you might get some extra points there, and that's cool. So after I just send these troops out, because it is Vikings Day, I'm going to go and open that Great General chest, and hopefully I got something good. I haven't gotten anything good in a while, but I did get a couple Arminiuses not too long ago, which have been great on my subsidies. So let's go take a look. So now I have that key that I did receive, and I am going to go and open my chest. And it looks like I got a useless fragment there, and I don't think I have Mansa Musa yet. So I did get some fragments that will allow me to eventually obtain some extra generals. And those fragments are down here. So Mansa Musa, no, that's not him. Where's Mansa Musa? Right here. Is at 23. So when he gets to 30, then I will be able to obtain that general. So it is pretty important to be doing that as often as possible just to get a chance to get your general, but at the very least you're getting fragments at a faster rate, which will allow you to get the good generals earlier. Hopefully this video has been good for you and you've learned a few tips and it's useful. I do want to say a quick thank you to the people that are channel members on my YouTube. It is very appreciated to have that support. I know that the video does get out a little bit earlier to the channel members and you get some other perks as well. But everything is freely available to everybody. You don't have to feel like you joined the channel, but I will say that it is very appreciated to have that extra support. If you are interested in becoming a member, there's a join button and you can go check out the perks and so on. And that's about it. If you have any comments or I missed something, please leave some comments in the YouTube page so that I can take a look. And I think that should be about it. I did talk about server versus server. You should be able to complete this really at any time. Just remember all those tips. Preload. That helps speed things up. Look to get a relic near your hive that you can use. And yeah, that's about it. All right. Thanks for watching the video. Till next time.